And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with the much anticipated, much requested series on the channel, the 100k prop firm challenge. Now, I did start one with my Forex funds not too long ago, as some of you may or may not know. However, that challenge was unfortunately interrupted by some unforeseen circumstances, but we are back with another prop firm, this time with funding pips. So hopefully we have a much better experience this time, but of course only time will tell. Now the goal of the series is still the exact same: pass the challenge, pass both phases, all the way up to getting my first payout, and record everything here on YouTube to hopefully create a nice blueprint for you guys to follow in the future. And the goal of this series is to be as transparent as possible, sharing with you everything I go through, my strategy, my risk management plan, my decision making, my psychology, the ups, the downs, and everything in between. I will be uploading every week, or if not bi-weekly, depending on how active I am in the markets. But first, let's go through my game plan to see how I'm going to pass the challenge and land my first payout. But even before we do that, let's take a look at the challenge rules. So the rules for the 100k funding pips challenge are as follows. Phase 1, the target is 8%, minimum trading days 0, maximum trading days unlimited, daily drawdown 5% based on equity or balance depending which one is higher, overall drawdown based on the starting balance is 10%. Phase 2, the target is 5%, minimum trading days 0, maximum trading days unlimited, daily drawdown 5%, again based on equity or balance, whichever one's higher, and overall drawdown is based on 10% of the starting balance. So taking all of this information to account, the risk management strategy I will use to pass the challenge will be as follows. I will be trading with 0.5% risk per trade. I'll do this until I'm up 2%. When I'm up 2% and I've got this 2% buffer, I will increase my risk to 1% per trade. And I'll do this all the way until I pass both phases of the challenge. Now, if I do lose the 2% buffer and my account balance falls back to the original balance or below, I will revert to 0.5% risk per trade until I gain that 2% buffer back again. Max trades placed on one day will be 1, max open positions at one time will be 2, max profit I make during one day will be 4%. So if I do achieve 4% in one day, I will close all of my positions, because again, I do need to protect myself against that daily drawdown, which is 5% based on equity as well. I will have a max loss limit of 3 losses per week. I also will allow myself to hold trades during the weekend, but I must be break even, so risk removed, and I must have some partials banked as well. And the strategy I'll be using to pass the challenge is the exact same strategy I use during my streams, during my videos. So if you want to find out a bit more about that, feel free to take a look at my Forex education playlist on my channel. But as a quick summary, a quick overview of the strategy, I'll be taking all trades in favor of daily market structure. I'll be looking at least 3 confluences for every trade I take based on the 4H time frame, looking to take advantage of swing highs and swing lows on the trends on the 4H. All entries will be based on hourly candlestick patterns, and my stop loss will be a few pips above the high or below the low of the entry candle I use, depending if I'm buying or selling. My targets will be 4H swing lows or swing highs, or potentially daily, depending on the quality of the setup. In terms of trade management, I'll be looking to go to break even after 1R is reached. I'll take 25% partials, so 25% of my position will be banked, and I'll leave the rest to run to my take profit, or potentially take me out at break even. Now, today is Friday the 20th of October. I didn't buy the challenger until last Sunday, which was the 15th of October. And I didn't take my first trade until Wednesday, the 18th of October, which was a couple of days ago. And that same trade I took a couple of days ago is still currently running, some shorts on Aussie dollar. I have taken some partials, but currently break even. That trade is floating in some nice profit, but I do have to close the trade a little bit early for my liking, because funding pips do have some maintenance on the weekend. So they have requested that all their traders close all their positions before going to the weekend so they can do their maintenance and whatnot. So I do have to close that position at some point today. I haven't decided when, but of course I'll keep you up to date when I do close it. But first, let's go back a couple of days to understand the analysis of that trade. Okay, so boys and girls, we've officially started the challenge. Everything has commenced. I've just taken my first position, some shorts on Aussie dollar. I'll give you the breakdown, the kind of overview of the trade in a moment, but I've just taken my first trade of the challenge. Took it a few hours ago. I took it during one of my live streams, so I had to take the trade during the stream, but I'm kind of doing an overview of the trade right now. So actually floating in a bit of profit. This is the MT5 platform. I've actually never used MT5 before. I've always been on MT4, so it's my debut on MT5, but so far so good. As you can see, we're roughly floating around $600-700 profit there. I have already taken some partials, so as you can see, the red dot represents where I've entered. The blue dot is where I've closed the position. So I have taken some partials already. I have secured 25% of my partials when we hit 1-to-1, and I'm letting the rest run. Yeah, I have secured some partials, so I have closed a small amount. If I go to my account history, as you can see there, we've got one trade there, $131. So that was the 25% of my position when I hit a 1-to-1. And you can see we've banked 0.36% gain there off that trade. So that's the only trade we've closed so far after hitting the first target of a 1-to-1. So taking the 25% partials, letting the rest run, which is this remaining order here, 1.73 lots, leaving that to run to our take profit. And I'm about to go through the whole breakdown, but this is the trade here, as you can see on Black Bull Market's demo account. And yeah, the challenge has commenced. So if we quickly go over the analysis, this is trading view. So again, this is where I do all my analysis and look at my setups, where I want to get involved, entries, all that good stuff. So this is where the magic happens pretty much. But yeah, so Aussie dollar shorts, we're looking for a lower high to come up into some of these areas. Again, we were pointing out that this area here, I'm not sure why I'm saying we, and I was pointing out this area. Of course, other people would have done so as well, but yeah, I was by myself when I was analyzing the chart. Anyway, so we've got this lovely area here. The market kept throwing a lot of wicks into this area. Had one over there, second, third, fourth, big dip through, a lot of wicks into this area. So you can see every time we come into this kind of region, it's a very pivotal place for the market. We struggle to break through. The market normally leaves a wick, and shortly after it reverses. So this is where I got my area of interest from. I knew that this is a place where I want to be looking to take a trade. I was simply just waiting to see if the market will retrace into that area, and luckily for me it did. So that was where my area of interest comes from. In terms of the analysis, I've been bearish for Aussie dollar for quite a while. Been looking for price to come back into the swing low for quite a while, around about 0.62. That's where I got my target at that low. But as we can see for Aussie dollar, we've been bearish for quite a while. If I go to the weekly chart, everything's pointing down here, consistent lower highs since the high in Feb 2021. The market has been consistent with these lower highs. So essentially, I'm looking at price coming back to the low and probably seeing some new lows. So if I drop down to the daily, drop down to the 4H, I'm just looking at a continuation of that trend. The market has been a bit choppy, but we are starting to place in some lower lows and lower highs. Let me actually change this to white so we can all see. But recently we have started making some lower lows and lower highs, as we can see here. Lovely pullbacks, lovely continuation. So again, looking to capture the next lower high for the next move to the downside. Now, I know there's a big level of support, and again, that is a relatively sensible place to take your profit. But I recently made a tweak in the way I manage my trades and the way I push my trades, and being a bit more aggressive, trying to make sure I don't leave as much pips on the table as I have done throughout the year. Sometimes I do push my trades not enough and take my profit a little bit too quickly, and going over my data, I can see evidence of that. So I'm making a few tweaks here with my trade management in the challenge account, and of course in my personal trading as well, trying to push trades a little bit further. But yeah, in terms of probability, there's a strong likelihood the market breaks through this support and comes back to the daily, weekly swing low down there. So that's the full process behind the trade. That's the low I'm looking to target. 1-to-1 was at this area here, so that's when I went to break even, secured some partials, and yeah, leaving the rest to run. So that's how I'm envisioning AUDUSD heading towards for the rest of the week. Of course, I'm not too sure we'll make this full move in 1 week, but actually with funding pips, there's some maintenance going on this weekend, so I actually have to close the position by Friday, which is unfortunate, because I would like to hold this through the weekend. Of course, we've still got a few days left, so we'll see how things play out. But yeah, if I'm still in the trade by Friday, I have to close the position anyway, so I highly doubt we get down to these lows. Maybe we can revisit this low here. We'll see. I'll keep you guys up to date, of course. But if we take a look at the dashboard for funding pips, as you can see, this is the account overview. So again, this is the first trade in the account. The balance is 124. We paid a bit of fees for commission there. Of course, the stats are only just starting, but that's the equity curve so far. So we'll see how this trade plays out. Not much to go through, of course, just one trade so far. I just thought I'd give you guys quick overview on analysis and a quick breakdown of what's going on the MT5 platform for this funding pips challenger account. So yeah, guys, I'll keep you updated how things go. But yeah, so far off to a good start. Okay guys, so it's still Friday the 20th of October. It's currently 12:48 p.m. in the afternoon UK time. And I did say I have to close this Aussie position at some point today, and I've decided to close it now. Price has approached some areas of support, starting to bounce a little bit. So I thought this is a good time just to close it. Again, in terms of my actual management plan, I'm looking to hold these trades further. I can hold these trades during the weekend because I have gone to break even and taken some partials in my personal account. I'll still be looking to stretch the trade some more, but of course, for this challenge and because the maintenance on the weekend, I do have to close the trade at some point today. So I thought now is probably the best time to do it. So I will be closing the trade. In a quick overview of the trade, I'm still looking for a push into the daily swing low down here on the left. So I'm still holding on my personal account, expect the market to eventually break through the support and move lower. Of course, there's a possibility the market could reject this level and push up. So you know, this is probably at the best time to actually do close the position for my funding pips challenge. So we'll scoot over back to MT5 black bull markets. That's a position there, roughly $1,100 in profit. And we're going to close it, say okay, accept the terms and conditions and all that good stuff. And the position will be closed now. So as you can see, we've exited the position. There was our exit. If we go to the account history, we've now got two positions, or well, we've only got one position there because it's today, but let me take a look if I can get it for, okay, bear with me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. How do we get the balance? Okay, here we go. All history. That's not all history, is it? Yeah, because 2.3 volume. Okay. Yeah, my bad, ladies and gentlemen. That is the full position there, because I thought to expect, because in MT4, because of course that's the platform I'm used to using, in MT4 they break it down as the positions you close. So if you open a trade and you close a partial, you know, they separate that out as its own trade. So if you close another position of that same trade, you know, they separate the trade, so it's not the same. But in MT5 it seems to have combined the partial and the trade I just closed, because the volume here is 2.3 lots, but I just closed the trade which was 1.73, but it's obviously combined the partial I took on Wednesday and put it together, which is quite neat and tidy. I like that. I actually like that a lot, to be fair. But overall, as you can see, $1,229 profit bank there, 0.84% gain on the account. In terms of risk to reward, that's it's a 2.2, almost 2.5 R, because risk $500 on the account, so not too bad. Not too bad first trade on the account. Of course, would like to hold a little bit longer, but funding pips have got their maintenance. So if you scoot over to the funding pips dashboard, yeah, this is the dashboard. Let me just give it a refresh. Okay, so this is obviously the equity curve so far. Nice little steep push there. But yeah, so this is the back end of everything. As you can see, that's the equity, the same as the account balance. Original account balance size 100K. Of course, we've got a long way to go. Daily loss limit, max loss limit, profit target over there. Still a long way to go for that one as well. Average win, average loss. Of course, this is all fresh data. You know, not really much to look at because I've only taken one position. And yeah, instrument trade Aussie dollar. Those are the trades I held it for. And yeah, trading history, that sell position. That's quite neat and tidy that MT5 do that. But yeah, guys, so that is the challenge so far. And yeah, off to a good start. Unlike the last challenge of my Forex funds, my first trade was a loss, but nice to have as a win for this particular challenge. So yeah, I'll be doing these videos every week, presumably. If not, if I'm not active in the markets, then I will do it bi-weekly. Of course, it will depend on my frequency of trades that I get, but I will be doing this consistently until we do get that payout eventually. So thank you guys for watching the video. If you have found it useful, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. But yeah, guys, interesting few weeks ahead, few months ahead, depending how long the challenge will take. But I hope you guys do stay tuned.